Advisor to RFK Jr., Link Lauren. Link, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Why is President Trump resonating so well with young voters?
Well, it's great to be with you, Maria. President Trump is resonating with young voters because he's actually addressing their top concerns and issues, right? Young voters, they're not that stressed about climate change. Kamala Harris, she was on the campaign trail saying climate change, it's going to drive young people to the polls. Actually, inflation, cost of living, maybe trying to have a mortgage and own a home was going to drive young people to the polls. And that's why Donald Trump won with a decisive mandate on November 5th.
Yeah, I mean, they're thinking about what they can do. Can I buy a house? Can I actually afford the groceries?
Yes.
Isn't that the main issue for everybody?
What? 100%. Those are our top concerns. Immigration was also a huge issue when you saw people like Laken Riley, Jocelyn Nungari, these innocent young people losing their lives at the hands of illegal migrant criminals. So Trump's going after MS-13, Tren de Aragua. All of these issues matter to young people, and that's what the Democrats got wrong in this last election.
And by the way, we have breaking news this morning. The FBI and the DOJ announcing the capture of the top MS-13 leader. They're giving a press conference right now talking about this MS-13 leader who has actually been captured. How important is the social media presence for President Trump? Is that fitting into the message? Is that resonating with young people?
So young people, they live on social media. And when you look at the Democrats on social media, you have Elizabeth Warren, you have Jasmine Crockett. I don't know what's going on with Jasmine Crockett. She wants to twerk. She doesn't want to work. She's posting these ridiculous videos. That does not resonate with young people. It doesn't resonate with young men. The Democrat Party is also run by a bunch of beta males. You've got Tim Walz, beta male, Chuck Schumer, beta male, Hakeem Jeffries, beta male. Masculinity has so been denigrated and eroded on the left. They can't even define what a man is. So it's not rocket science why young men are shifting to the right. Also, on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania, President Trump stood up, pumping his fist in the air, saying, "Fight, fight, fight," with blood streaming down his face. That's an alpha right there.
That's amazing. And you made a video about why men in America are shifting to the right. And it's all about what you just said. I've never heard that term, beta male. Michael Balboni, jump in.
So the trend's going more conservative, but will it stay? Will they come out and vote? The challenge has always been, the campaigns I've run over 2 decades, has been how do you get young people to the polls? It's one thing to say that you support a particular policy or candidate, another thing to actually get people to show up and vote. So how does that happen?
Well, I think if you just continue speaking to the issues that matter to young voters, they are going to show up because politics is not rocket science. Find what voters' top concerns are and lay out a policy proposal for that and meet these young voters where they are. They are not watching cable news all the time. They're on social media. A lot of them are cord cutters. They're going to TikTok, X. That's what Donald Trump and his team are great at doing, is finding these voters where they are.
Yeah, and I think people, whether you're young or old, recognize the threat of the wide open border and the fact that 350 people on the terrorist watch list were actually encountered at the border. Jonathan Fahey, jump in.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Link, and this is just my theory, but I think the COVID lockdowns really impacted young people in a very harmful way, and they really saw the ugly side of government and the ugly side of the Democratic Party with the authoritarianism. So do you think any of that factors into why the young people have at least given the Republican Party not only support, but certainly given them a look they might not have given them 5 or 10 years ago?
Absolutely. I think during COVID, we saw these tyrannical lockdowns. We were told to stay inside. We couldn't hang out with our friends. I really felt like there was a mental health crisis more than anything during COVID. People lost their lives. Young people took their own lives. And then you had folks like Gavin Newsom in California saying, stay home, don't get together with friends and family. He's out at French Laundry having Michelin star fancy meals. So you saw these Democrat leaders, these Democrat elites who were unmasked during COVID for being the liars that they actually are.
Wow. I mean, the liars that you referred to, I mean, it's because of what? You've noticed the things that they've said in the past didn't come through. You notice that there's all these political tricks underway all the time. People have figured this out, young and old.
No, 100%. And I say all the time, I don't have amnesia, right? Yeah. I remember when Gavin Newsom was going to French Laundry after telling everybody in California, stay home, stay home. I remember being lied to over and over. I do not forget. I don't hold a grudge, but I don't forget.
Yeah. Link, it's great to talk with you this morning. Thanks so much.